What's up, guys? This is going to be my last video on crypto for the month of December 2021. In honor of that, I made a really good video that I put a lot of work into, and I even have clips from other things that I've been looking into, clips from people that I look up to and get advice from, and stuff of that nature. So stay tuned for the full video, but I am going to give you a quick update on what's in the video. Realistically, guys, me and a lot of the other people in the market did believe that it was going to go up for the month of December. Everybody from Plan B to Bo Polony, Tika Tawari, Willie Woo, just a whole bunch of people that are top people in this industry. And then when I hear something from somewhere, I go and look into other things. And this is how I've been able to find why everybody thinks what's going to happen. And then I look and make my own assumption, which is why I did come to the same conclusion, because I was able to find a lot of really great information on the month of December. But due to the pure manipulation that's happening to keep the market down, and if you go and do research, you'll be able to find that there is pure manipulation happening. But aside from that, guys, what I think is really happening aside from the manipulation is that we are entering a new cycle. So we're going to not be able to follow the old charts as closely as we have before. There was a reason Plan B was right 3 months in a row. There was a reason there's certain things that I said that you didn't even hear any of these guys say that was right. And it's because you have been able to follow the markets and make predictions. But I do think that most of these ways that you're able to understand the market is going to become irrelevant, because we're entering a whole new phase of cryptocurrency. There's a lot of new money coming in, and there's new people that heavily manipulate the markets that have just came in the past year. So I don't think that we're going to be able to predict as accurately as before. I think that we may be able to do within a few weeks to a month, but not down to the day as previously thought. But realistically, guys, I want to show you what some of the other people have to say about the month of December. And then I'm going to talk about my opinion on what I think is going to happen. And then I'm also going to talk about what I think that you should do realistically moving forward for the year of 2022. That's really going to be it for this video. So stay tuned for the full video, because I have some really good clips that I put into this video that I think that you guys will enjoy.
Call me crazy, Bitcoin still hits 100K by the end of the year.
Do you have any thoughts about where Ethereum might be by the end of 21?
And sounds a bit crazy. I mean, I think Ethereum gets to 20,000.
Really?
Yeah, I think it gets to 20,000.
So if you were going to give your August and end of year price predictions, what would those be?
Looks like it'll comfortably reach 200 to 200. It might reach 300, but we have to see how that develops.
I'm talking about one single crypto being more valuable than Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, and even Google. And I believe the final countdown event this December will be the critical step in making this happen.
I did see you say that the floor for November will be 98K, for December 135K. How are you getting there, and what drivers do you think will bring us to those prices?
Yeah, so I basically have three kind of models.
It's December 10th, and just pulling up the charts right now, Bitcoin is at 47,000. Are we looking to, what are we looking at? It's looked awfully weak recently. Are we looking for another plunge down, or are we getting to?
Well, go to page 58. This page 58, right? I posted this thing from like middle of November. My tune hasn't changed. Okay, we're going 100,000.
Because normally, at this point in the crypto cycle, you'd have seen mass retail participation and this explosive run. I was expecting it, as was many. Hasn't materialized. Why?
So as you guys see, those are some of the biggest players in the crypto industry who are all wrong about the exact date. I personally think that what was supposed to happen in December is likely going to be happening in January through March. We could have a bloody February, but realistically, I think January and March could be very good. But overall, you know, I'm not just watching videos of these guys, as you see here, with big faces just screaming at the camera in their thumbnails, making shocking faces, talking about warnings and, you know, alerts and this and that. Like, if you're just watching YouTube videos like this and then basing your predictions off that, that's not really how you should do it. I actually have a different method. I'm not just listening to these people, and I'm not just watching, you know, these guys on YouTube that are making all these crazy faces and huge, you know, titles to get you to watch. I'm actually listening to what other people are saying and then verifying. So if you want to look at some technical ways you can start verifying information people are giving you, I'm going to show you a couple clips of what other people are doing. Some of the first people that you saw in the clips, I'm going to show you what they're doing. I am not smart enough to be able to go and listen to every single thing that they say and go verify every single chart or their stock to flow models or whatever it is. I can't do all of that. But what I do is try to verify it and see what they're saying and look at other ways I can verify as well. But I'm going to show you some of the ways that some of the big players are actually verifying what they're saying and where their information is coming from. Then I just do my best to try to verify that as well.
Yeah, so I basically have three kind of models. The first model is the fundamental one, the stock to flow model that we talked about. The second one is a floor model that is more a technical analysis, price-based model.
I'm looking at, I have a model which is just a moving average of, the market cap, and you tweak it a little. It captures all the tops in history. It probably won't catch this one because everyone's looking at it now.
It's weird. But this is not a chart I've just pulled up today. I've been following this for a year and a half, once I first started discovering Metcalfe's Law, and I'm like, bloody hell, this is weird. But it gives you a rough idea. I don't expect it to be perfect, but it gives you a rough idea. And what I'm expecting is a gigantic rally into year end, and we'll talk a bit about an extended cycle in a sec. Well, if my logic about Metcalfe's Law is right, then these layer ones that we'll talk about later should also fit. And bizarrely, here's the chart of Solana against Ethereum in the last cycle. When Ethereum was the darling, the new breakthrough, it's exactly following. And the same is true of Terra. It's exactly following. It's like, wow. So as these different protocols get adoption, they're all behaving in the same way. While Bitcoin is repeating its early cycle of massive adoption.
I do obviously always go and do my own research, and I genuinely wanted to help you guys out. That's why I was giving you guys the information that I was getting after I felt that I verified it enough. Unfortunately, due to the market changes and manipulation, this did not come to fruition for December, but I do still think that we are late. I do not think that the cycle is going to be over historically, like it has been in December or even late January. I don't think that that's going to happen. I do think that we are going to extend into the year. I also do think that we will still have a crash likely in the first quarter of the new year and then in the second quarter as well, realistically. Realistically, guys, in my opinion, I do think that January could still be a very good month, and even the end of December could still start being a lot better than it has been personally. But I do think that, in my opinion, when you see that Ethereum 2.0 comes out, I'm hearing March. There's no set date that I've been able to personally find, but I'm hearing rumblings of March 2022. And if that happens, you can clearly see on the charts Ethereum's growing its own legs, meaning it's not being as volatile as it has been previously when Bitcoin goes up and down. It's starting to grow its own legs, and they're saying that Ethereum could actually flip Bitcoin at some point. But what's going to happen, as I said in one of my previous videos about Ethereum and the coins under it going to be exploding, obviously that did not happen in the time frame that we had initially thought. But I do still think that's going to happen possibly in the very first quarter, likely in March realistically. But I also do think that we are going to have some good times even before that. But guys, there's so many bullish things that are happening in 2022. That's why I'm not only bullish on the beginning of the beginning of 2022, but throughout the entire year. Between Ethereum 2.0 coming out, between all the new money that's coming in, you have the ETF, the spot ETF, which everybody has been waiting for. That's the one everybody wants. That's going to bring in billions of new dollars, tens of billions of new dollars. And on top of that, you guys have a lot of other things that are happening with a lot of these coins that could be major. And honestly, this actually hurts my heart to tell you guys, but I do think that Shiba and Dogecoin could actually be doing something. I'm more bullish on Shiba because I did get some valuable information and then I went and verified it. And with their metaverse, guys, I think that that could actually be really big for Shiba. They're going to do a massive coin burn. That could also be very big. So it is possible that Shiba does hit 1 cent next year or the year after, I would say at the latest. But once it does that, guys, Shiba could go absolutely crazy in the future. So imagine getting in right now before it does do its 10 or 20x, and then it's maybe at a penny or whatever it ends up needing to be. So realistically, guys, it hurts me to say it. I don't even like meme coins, but realistically, guys, I would pick up a bag of Shiba, I would pick up a bag of Doge, and I would just hold it long term. Even if you only put 50 or 100 bucks in, it's all super cheap right now. Just hold it long term, because I do believe Shiba specifically, I think could definitely be a good pick for the future because of what they're doing. Previously, I said no, I don't believe in it, but what they're actually going to be doing with it, the utility, the games, all the other things that they're planning on doing with it, if all of that comes to fruition, it could be an absolutely mind-boggling gain that you could be had. And it honestly hurts my soul to say it. At the time when I had given you guys my opinion on Shiba, realistically, it was not where it needed to be for me to give a solid opinion and say, hey, I think this is going to do well. It was still a meme coin in my opinion. Now it's still a meme coin that's going to have utility and a lot of more value added to it once they do this coin burn, and then once they end up adding the metaverse and the video game and all this other stuff. So realistically, guys, I do think Shiba could be good. So I do want to say that now before you guys say, well, I thought you said that was not a good coin. At the time, it wasn't, in my opinion. Now I do think if they do follow through with what they're saying, it could be something that's very great and you can make a lot of money on. But aside from that, guys, those are my predictions for the year. So I do want to touch base on a couple other topics. So let's check this out. Now, I want to talk about what are some of the possibilities of what could happen coming up in 2022 as far as the markets. Are we going to have a bear market like we would at the end of a 4-year cycle? How long is it going to be? Stuff of that nature. So realistically, we have a couple options of what could happen. So one, we could just have a little run up, maybe end of December or January, and then we could just crash down and then have a bear market. That would be more traditional. But I don't think that that's going to happen at all, just because of all the bullish events that are happening next year, because of other data that I've been getting from the internet, and just primarily because I don't think that we're going to be topping out realistically in this next month. So realistically, if you guys look at the data, we actually missed a couple months in this bull market in this past year. So if that's the case, and December was primarily red, unfortunately, unlike everybody thought, at least anybody who was looking into crypto, everybody thought December was going to be super bullish, but they say, when everybody has their eye on one hand, the people move the other. So that could be a reason why there was a lot of data proving that realistically we would be able to go up, but I don't think that that's happening the way that it was supposed to. I do think that the end of December could be bullish, January could be bullish, but the other things that could happen, instead of us going up a bit in the end of December and January, then us going down, I think that we could have a good run up, maybe the end of December into January, and then we could have a crash possibly in February, but then also have a run up in March when Ethereum 2.0 comes out, and there's a couple other bullish events that could be happening around then that could contribute to that. So realistically, guys, I do think that that's what's going to happen more than likely, and then we'll have a crash, because I think that that's possibly when we could top out. There's actually a lot of people who have been saying March 2022 is going to be a big month, long before I even got any of this new data. But we'll see what happens. This is all speculation. For all we know, we could have a long-term bear market. I don't think that's going to happen at all, though. But these are my opinions. This is stuff that I'm getting from different places. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This, again, will be my last video. Stay tuned for more videos on how to get into crypto, as far as how to use different apps, how to trade coins, what are good fundamentals and what coins have those good fundamentals. I'll be making more videos like that in 2022. I'm primarily waiting to do that. This way they are dated in 2022, and I will have some of the most updated videos on these cryptocurrencies and these exchanges and the tutorials. So that's my strategy for 2022, is to have some of the most updated videos for the year of 2022, because I do still think it's going to be very bullish. Although we obviously are going to have a crash at some point, whether we top out in January or March or in June, like some people may be saying as well. At some point, we are going to have an absolutely massive crash. I'm thinking probably more February and maybe April, May-ish, but I guess we'll see what happens. Nobody knows for sure, especially since we're in new territory. Nothing like this has ever happened in crypto before. So there's not much that we can do about it other than wait and see what happens.